What is up, guys? Welcome to my review to Detective Conan episode 886, Solving Mysteries at the Cafe Porriott Part 2. Alright guys, right off the bat, we start off with basically a recap of the previous episode over the first maybe 2-3 minutes. Give us a general idea. Alright, what's going down? We saw Ran and Kazuha making dinner. Then we saw Shinichi and Hattori or Heiji at Cafe Porriott meeting Bourbon, meeting Wada Shinichi, and basically having the attempted murder go down. Alright, so basically that's the general idea of what went down last week. This week we continue on with what goes on and getting the remaining clues of how the culprit managed to pull it off. In the end, it comes down to Wada Shinichi basically saying a poem. A poem was called 100 Poems by 100 Poets, basically giving them the final clue or hint as to how it was pulled off. The way it was pulled off was a little bit of tape, once placed over frosted glass, allows you to see, because all the adhesive basically clears up the little scratches and allows you to see through it. What he also then did, so the actual culprit was the boyfriend, the guy who went straight into the bathroom. He's the one who set it up. The reason he could do everything in the dark is also because the year previously they had a setup of the exact Cafe Porriott, dimensions, everything. So he went, found that, and practiced so he could hit any spot he so wished. Also knowing that, by putting his bag on the kind of like the fluffy stuff, he knew there was a greater chance that the victim would be sitting on one of the seats. Anyway, so what goes down is basically the way he pulled it off was a bit of tape, like I said, over the frosted glass. Using the adhesive basically allows him to see through the frosted glass. It gets rid of the scratches and therefore it negates its cloudy visibility. He then, with a long knife, he didn't plan to actually kill him, just to hurt him. He put a tube on the end of the blade and then he wrapped his hand up with toilet paper so that the blood would, when it did spray, would only spray onto the toilet paper, which he then flushed down the toilet. So he went out, boom, stabbed the guy. As he's pulled it out through the cone, the blood spattered over Conan and Heiji and everyone else, but not on him because he pulled the knife out in a way that the blade was pointing away from him, so the blood went everywhere but on him. Yes, there would be a little bit of blood on the toilet paper, but he disposed of that by flushing it down the toilet. So, the stuff that gave him away basically was when Bourbon went in, he realized that the toilet paper roll, which was used, was kind of forced in. It was kind of all squished and everything. Because for those of you who have ever tried it, if you ever taken the toilet paper roll out and then tried to put it back in, it never goes in as easy as it comes out. Like, what the hell? It comes out super easy, but then when you go to put it back in, it's like, it fucking kind of... So basically the blood and his fingerprints would have been found on there. The reason behind why he did it was basically jealousy. He was jealous that his girlfriend used used the honorifics basically with him, but not with this other guy, the victim. Eventually, what ends up finding out is during the video, he actually sends the video to the guy's phone. After everything's come out, everything's gone down. He's basically admitted to it. Yes, I've done it. Blah, blah, blah. The guy calls him from the public phone, from the hospital, and he's like, "Hey, that hurt, you fucking bastard! Da, 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 da." He goes, "I've just sent you the phone." Boom, boom, boom. And then basically we find out that him and the girlfriend are actually half siblings. So they're half brother, half sister. Basically, the reason why they weren't saying anything is because the father of this was a diamond or had a political place, and it would not have been a good thing to have come out where she was the daughter of a love child. She was a love child, a daughter to a mistress. That would not have been good, seeing that he had an election coming up. The brother obviously did not give a shit, and basically was going to announce it to all the friends there. That's basically what went down. Now, in regards to Wada Shinichi, he is actually Muga Iori, the butler for Momoji Oka. Momoji, she basically is in love with Heiji. She's seen him, she's in love with him, and actually in the 20th movie, there's a lot to do with them. I haven't seen it as of yet. I am planning eventually to do all 20 movies, review all 20 of them when I get a bit of time. So, basically, in a nutshell, she basically believes that Heiji is going to be her future husband for the simple reason that he's a great detective, and by her giving him that clue, that poem, she basically found out, he figured it out. Obviously, Conan figured it out, and Bourbon also figured it out, how everything went down. And Iori was basically there to witness to see what goes down, how things happen. So, that was the episode. It was a pretty good episode, and we've also got confirmation next week will be canon material once again. This makes me very, very happy, guys, because this was canon material. I do remember doing reviewing this in the chapters back on my old channel. Unfortunately, you can't get to that anymore. It no longer exists. But yeah, I do remember reviewing these chapters for this case, as well as the next one. So I'm really curious about how you guys are going to see it, because we got Kaito Kid. Yes, one of my personal favorite series. I love Magic Kaito, or Kaito Kid, whatever you want to call it. I love those two series. I've watched both of them multiple times. I love the series. And we got Kaito Kid making an appearance next week. I'm super excited about it. I know you guys will be super excited about it. But anyway, overall for this episode, the animation wasn't too bad. And by the end of the episode, basically, Kazuha ends up coming along, taking Heiji, and then running back to the train station so they wouldn't miss their last train back to Tokyo. And also, Kazuha was kind of happy that it was just her and Ran at these lights, because she says if it was her and Heiji, she might have had some crazy feelings, right? So we do know there are feelings between these two characters, between Heiji and Kazuha, and we know that Momoji is trying to weasel her way in between them. So there is a little plan that she's working on to try and weasel her way in. I don't quite remember all of it, but yeah. But she was behind the reason why when Heiji went to confess at the lake, why the SWAT team arrived, she was behind that. So there's a lot of things where Heiji's been about to confess. When something's gone down, she's been somewhat involved in it. Anyway, art and animation was pretty solid. Didn't notice anything really bad or off. A couple, maybe one or two scenes that was kind of a little bit kind of jumpy, but nothing terrible. Nothing that was really like, oh crap. And especially at this time of year, being Christmas tomorrow here in Australia. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, maybe some shortcuts, because I remember, I think it was last year or the year before, we had Sailor Moon, and the episode at the end of the year was just freaking horrendous. So I was hoping that wasn't going to happen this week in Detective Conan, and luckily, no, it didn't. So I'm happy. Anyway, guys, overall for this episode, I'm going to give it 3 stars. It was a good episode, so it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. I like the fact that now we've seen Wada Shinichi's true identity. It is Muga Iori, the butler for Momoji Uka, And I know I probably completely butchered those names, so for those of you guys who are a bit more perfectionist, I am sorry, guys. But yeah, overall, guys, not a bad episode. Anyway, guys, that is all from me. As always, let me know in that comment section below. What did you guys think? Did you like it? Didn't like it? All that kind of jazz. And as always, guys, I'm Freno1. You guys are awesome. And I'll catch you guys with another review. Peace. And also, have a great Christmas.
Run away! Run away!